What is up, guys? Welcome back to another trade recap. And is there any better way to end the week than to make $5,000 again? Let me show you my TradeZilla over here, because honestly numbers don't lie. And as you can see, we are on 100% winning streak. Of course, this is not gonna last forever, but currently I'm taking every single A plus trade when I see in the markets, and usually January and February are my best months. And as you can see, in the first week I made almost 10k, and second week 15k. This is by far my best month ever since I started trading. So let's make the trade recap of the trade that I actually took. And as you can see over here, it says TradeAway, it's verified broker, so you're gonna see everything. So this over here is the actual trade that I took, and as you can see over here it says TradeAway, and you can see execution marks. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna scale from the hard time frame, which is 4 hour and daily, all the way to the 1 minute, so you can see how I actually caught this trade over here. So let me just delete all of this. You saw executions, you pretty much saw everything. So let's go to the 4 hour. So on the 4 hour time frame, you can see that we have over here bullish fair value gap, and also we have this low over here, which is the previous daily low. If I scale back to the 1 hour, or actually daily, sorry, you can see that this is previous daily low over here. But the thing is, on the 4 hour, what is stopping the price to reach this low over here, which is the previous daily low? This bullish fair value gap. So even though I wanted to see previous daily low as a drawn liquidity, we still have huge bearish unmitigated fair value gap, which means that price will probably sweep the liquidity over here, make a retracement all the way to this fair value gap, and then we're gonna see shorts. So with that analysis on the hard time frame, I scaled back to the 1 hour, which is a little bit lower time frame, and as you can see, we also have bullish fair value gap, which is perfectly aligned with the 4 hour, and also we have sweep of liquidity inside of this fair value gap, and we have manipulation one more time after the market open, which is the crucial thing, and you will see exactly why. So even though, like I said, I want to see this as my drawn liquidity where price will reach, but still we have huge bearish fair value gap and huge unmitigated bearish fair value gap, which price can easily retrace back to and then give us a reaction. So that was my overall bias for the day. So scaling lower on the 50 minute, you can see this is that huge bearish fair value gap, and I'm just gonna replay all the way to the 9:30 so you can see what happened. And as you can see, in the first 15 minutes market pretty much didn't do anything, but there was something interesting that happened. You can see this low over here. When market came here, we didn't see a closure underneath this low, and also on the 1 hour we didn't see that market inverse this fair value gap, which means if market inverse this fair value gap, I will look to take shorts immediately. But since that wasn't a scenario, I was looking to take a long all the way to this bearish fair value gap, and then I would take a look at some shorts. So if I scale even lower to the 5 minute, you can see still the same thing, manipulation of the lows. Also you have this whole range over here. Let me find the rectangle. So you can see this whole range over here. I'm gonna just delete all these lows. You can see this huge range over here was swept, and what do we have over here? All the sell side liquidity was taken out. This sell side liquidity, this sell side liquidity, and also this sell side liquidity, which means all the early bars are right now swept, and we have all these stop losses resting above over here, which is low resistance liquidity. This is literally the best target ever. So we have stop losses over here, low resistance liquidity, plus unmitigated huge bearish fair value gap, which I know that price is gonna retrace to. And also if you go in the indicator section, you can see that we have London high resting over here, Asia high resting over here, and New York PM session from yesterday resting over here. So we have pretty much every single confluence that price is gonna first reach some higher levels, and then we are gonna see a retracement to the downside. So right now the only thing that we are missing is our entry model, and I was looking to take a first inversion, aka disrespect of the fair value gap. So on the 5 minute you can see the sweep, but unfortunately there is nothing. You can just see this bearish fair value gap that respected the price to sweep this level of liquidity. So that was the only one on the 5 minute. On the 3 minutes I think there was nothing. Yeah, on the 3 minutes. And also guys, take a look at this. Whenever you see inversion of one time frame, as you can see here 3 minutes, but 5 minutes never got inversed. You always need to wait for all time frames to close, because as you can see you will lose. So 5 minutes nothing, 3 minutes nothing, 2 minutes nothing, and then on the 1 minute I found the perfect entry. Like, look at this over here, perfect fair value gap presented with a huge V shape, like literally market it is. Sweep of liquidity, boom, inversion to the upside, confirming to us that we are bullish. I mean, we are not bullish, I don't know for how long we are gonna be bullish, but we are bullish at least to these highs. That's something that I'm most confident in, and I was targeting those highs. And as you can see, I got extremely good fill, stop loss underneath the inversion of the fair value gap, actually bullish fair value gap over here that was presented, and I took an entry immediately after the closure. You can see pretty much zero drawdown with stop loss over here, and I was aiming for this range high. And if I play the price, you can see how that played out immediately towards the take profit, because this is honestly one of the best setups that you can take in the market. And pretty much if you miss this trade, if you are really 100% bullish, you can also see that we inversed this fair value gap, so you could take this one immediately after the closure with stop loss underneath the last low, and you can target this high. But the reason you can see how this wasn't efficient as this one over here, only because this was from the beginning of the move, immediately after the sweep, inversion, V shape, we have everything that we need to see, and also we were aiming session highs which were swept with this wick over here. So this trade, I would say, is kind of B minus, C plus. I wouldn't rate it even as a A, because already move happened.